Hey everyone, welcome back to Trek on the Tube. I'm sorry for releasing this video a bit late, but there was plenty to do this week, including that sit down I had with Tom Costantino. If you're a fan of The Orville, you should definitely check that out. He's a great guy and we had an awesome chat about all things The Orville, including a bit of Season 3. Alright, so The Mandalorian, Season 2, Episode 6, Chapter 14, The Tragedy. Alright, let's jump right in, and what do you want me to say? What are you expecting at this point? I love the show. And I love this episode. That's why I started reviewing this show in the first place. I've got, generally speaking, nothing but good things to say about it. I thought it would bring smiles and positivity to the channel. And look, I got to admit, the tragedy, as horrible as it sounds in name, is yet another solid outing for the show. If I were to really try to nitpick, one, sometimes those Stormtroopers running around in those hills looked a bit cosplay-ish, like a bit amateur fan film, and two, the Darksaber didn't look too good. But those two details are really only being mentioned here because I'm looking for something to complain about. Honestly, even if those Stormtroopers did at times seem a bit out of place, I still very much appreciated that the show went outside and filmed the real world. And that Darksaber thing, yeah, the effect of it being drawn wasn't, as nice looking as it could have been, but in the real world, lightsabers and Darksabers don't exist, so who's to say how strange it must look to the human eye. Now, putting those elements aside, as I said, it was still a very good episode of television. The tragedy felt a lot more serialized than previous episodes, even if most of it happened in one location and dealt with the simple plot of protecting Grogu. I think it's because it ended on more of a cliffhanger than what we're used to. Clearly, the stakes are now higher than before. It's not just Mando and Grogu dipping and dodging trying to get away from the Space Brigade anymore. No. Chicken Man from the Stars has actually got Grogu now. He's a prisoner. He's in danger, and that's the tragedy. Now, I know everyone else is going to say this in their reviews, but I kind of feel obligated to say it myself just to make sure that I don't seem like the only idiot that didn't get the joke. The ship blew up, and the episode wanted you to believe that that was the tragedy, but nope, the real tragedy was indeed the kidnapping. For the record, it's when the ship blew up and that I realized the episode wanted me to think that that was the tragedy from the title, that I actually realized Grogu was probably gonna get stolen. So, I mean, it kind of worked the wrong way for me, I guess. Had they not blown up the ship before the kidnapping and established what was obviously the fake tragedy, I never would have imagined Grogu actually being taken. Anyway, we also got the return of Boba Fett and Melinda May, aka the Cavalry. I mean the original Mulan. Okay, fine, I don't know what her character is called in this show specifically yet, but she's back, and she's a cyborg of some kind, and she's sworn to Boba Fett, who is in turn now sworn to Mando. There's a team. We have a team. A badass trio, and I love it. I love them all. All three characters worked really well together. It's probably too early to say if they have real chemistry going on, but all the performances were great. The action scenes were a lot of fun, and the comedy was on point. Boba Fett goes to get his armor, but comes back all fat looking because, well, he's aged. He's not as in good a shape as he once was. Thing is, it's not being fat that's funny though. It's more subtle than that. The show acknowledges that Boba Fett has aged and changed. And so instead of pretending like it's not the case, covering it up by one means or another, and delivering the movie magic version, the perfect looking Boba Fett that we've already seen before, we get this more realistic, grounded approach. The comedy lies in the reality of life being shown in the context of a fantasy space show. Moving along, Grogu was great. I like his use of the Force quite a bit. I admit for a while there I was hoping a Jedi would actually show up. Maybe one still will, just a little late, a few episodes down the line, who knows. The Dark Troopers looked intimidating enough, but, didn't really do much. I'm assuming they are a big deal though. And yeah, the ship is destroyed. Oh no. Alright, that's about it from me. Exciting episode, well directed, well acted, fantastic CGI as usual, fun action sequences. Congratulations to everyone involved. I can't wait to see where the rest of the season leads us. I wouldn't mind it if these episodes were a bit longer, frankly. We've talked about this already, so I won't get into it, but yeah, a few more minutes wouldn't hurt. Even if it's just more Grogu and Mando chilling in the ship, that's fine. Just more. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment telling me what you thought of this episode. Thank you so much to all the channel patrons. I've received my my ugly sweater Christmas shirt. If you guys want one of those, go onto the channel store. They're available for all this month and probably some of January too. As usual, live long and prosper. This is the way.